Officers who witnessed Tom Phillips' death are being supported by their union. The Marokopa fugitive was shot and killed by police in the early hours of Monday after he was stopped on a rural Waikato road with one of his children. He shot at an officer during the standoff who's recovering in hospital. Phillips' two other children were found later that day at a remote campsite and are now all in the care of Oranga Tamariki. Police Association President Chris Cahill says all officers involved have witnessed something traumatic. He says support will be wrapped around the officer who shot Phillips, as it'll be a life-changing event. One minister could be in charge of fighting the problem of organised crime. A report from the Ministerial Advisory Group on Transnational, Serious and Organised Crime has recommended the government give an individual minister the sole responsibility. The panel of experts calls organised crime the largest national security risk. Customs Minister Casey Costello told Ryan Bridge it wouldn't be a new minister, but rather a minister responsible for cohesion.
The challenge that we've got is that we have all of these agencies doing small amounts of things. It's about ensuring that we understand why this is a priority.
Belief more 15-year-olds are going into vocational study due to an overloaded secondary sector. New data shows 90% of the 1,300 students granted an early leaving exemption last year chose more study over full-time employment. Secondary Teachers Union President Chris Abercrombie says there are better outcomes for those who stay in schools, but it's good to see options for all students. He's expecting the number of exemptions to continue increasing. Abercrombie says it's a symptom of a stretched secondary sector which can't meet the needs of all students. Another escalation in the Middle East. Israel's carried out strikes on Hamas members in Qatar's capital Doha, saying it was precisely targeting those directly responsible for the October 7 attacks. Hamas says members have been killed, but claims they weren't key leaders. Optimism from our red meat sector, but an acknowledgement that challenges remain. Earnings for New Zealand's core red meat exports are expected to rise by $1.4 billion to $10.5 billion for the 2024-25 season. Beef and Lamb New Zealand Board Chair Kate Ackland says US tariffs risk taking about $500 million out of the sector, and she says the spread of forestry has also had an impact.
If we hadn't had the stock losses through afforestation in the last 5 years, it would be equivalent to an extra $2 billion in red meat exports over 5 years.